Autophiles.
Autophiles. We're in the Honda Ref.
Turbo.
Yes. Oh yeah, it's a turbo, right?
Yeah. This is the Civic engine in a smaller SUV. Yeah.
So same power.
Same power.
Same torque. Oh, that's a lot, man.
Yeah.
But we're a bit spoiled now after driving so many electric cars.
Yeah. So many tax-free electric cars.
Yeah.
We're spoiled.
But the reality is it's pretty darn fine. What is this car fighting again?
The second gen HRV was very important in Malaysia
It
because
was.
that was the car that propelled Honda Malaysia ahead of Toyota.
Oh wow.
The rest of the market, only the XV was there and it was a little bit too expensive by the second gen. Toyota had nothing. Mazda CX-3 was way too small and too expensive.
Too expensive.
So yeah, HRV basically got away with murder for its
for a long
entire
time.
second
Yeah,
generation until the Corolla Cross came. And then Honda decided to bring this in. So this generation, they changed the game a little bit. They instead
Make it
of
smaller.
they made it. That's how you change the game.
No, actually, I noticed it was smaller.
Yeah.
Then I attributed it to the fact that maybe it's the design. I thought it was.
The shape is.
Maybe I said, hey, they're trying to chase the Macan too hard to the level where it looks physically smaller.
It is physically
okay.
smaller. The boot is smaller, and the back seats a bit more sculpted to like just fit two people at the back.
Okay. Why did they do this?
To meet this kind of price bracket in the next generation, they have to make it smaller and more focused on being a premium alternative to a city.
Okay, so it's a premium alternative to the city.
Whereas the previous one is a family-sized alternative to the Civic, where the Civic was trying to go a bit more sporty, a bit more low.
Right. So we are talking about this vehicle competing against a Corolla Cross?
In a way, yes.
Oh, wow.
In the US market, there is a separate HRV now that is as big as a Corolla Cross.
Okay.
With Civic fundamentals.
Okay. Okay.
Whereas in this market, they have sort of rationalized it and made it smaller a little bit, make it a bit more upmarket, the design.
Okay.
I parked next to a Corolla Cross just now, and I look at these two cars and like, this feels 15k more expensive than a Corolla Cross.
Okay. Yeah. So Corolla Cross feels cheaper than this.
Yeah, this doesn't feel as upmarket.
Okay.
So
but Corolla Cross is still physically larger than this car.
It is.
Okay. This current model, what we're sitting in, we have a 1.5 entry.
Yeah.
Then we have a 1.5 turbo, two of them.
Yeah.
What's the
one
difference?
is a full spec. You get ADAS, I think.
Okay.
And then the rims are a bit bigger.
So equipment, trim differences between the two.
Yeah.
And at the top?
At the top, the RS model, different body kit and hybrid.
Okay, so basically it's a range extender.
Range
that
extender.
Kicks in
Yeah.
a little bit when you're on highway.
When you're cruising. And one generation ago, I remember with the Civic and all that, it was exciting to see a Japanese car company bring in turbo to the mass market.
Right.
You know, it felt like this is the forefront of something new. But then now I sit in this, like, in my head I was like, yeah, I should be excited, but I'm driving this and like, yeah, this is the standard now.
But the reality is Malaysia is not ready infrastructurally, mentally, psychologically, and also in terms of our wallet, not ready for electric cars. So we actually have to deal with this for at least 5, 10, 12 more years. So let's I suppose we take it for a drive.
Yeah.
The NVH is a bit poor.
This is a Honda thing.
I can hear every rock, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have to physically try to speak louder to overcome the decibel of the road. It's a bit louder than it should be.
And it's all coming from bottom.
Yeah, it is. It's entirely road noise. Just now we're sitting down here and the engine was running, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The vibration,
Can feel so.
it is noticeable. This is where the old boys, the Nissan and the Toyota boys does a little bit better. I have to say, it drives well.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't have any funny handling.
Like the steering doesn't feel too light.
Right.
And then despite the car being a bit taller, the suspension is doing its work
It does it well. So Honda does a good job. And VH is very poor, I have to say.
Yeah.
You know, to buy this car straight away, go to the accessory shop.
Tamba,
all that. But I have to say, I really like the drive. The dynamism is there, you know.
And you realize when Honda does normal, sport mode, econ, the change in steering feel and pedal feel is actually a little bit more substantial than when...
It's real lah.
Yeah.
Wow. When I spot the steering,
thing tightens up.
I really like the dynamism of the car. The car drives light and airy and wheeling and sharp, and it's not uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Complaint is of course the noise lah. The engine and also the road noise.
You want to guess the power figures of this 1.5 litre?
155 horses.
That's the thing, it feels like that much, right?
Yeah.
It's actually 180.
What happened to the 35 horses?
It goes into the chassis vibrating. And it feels like a 200 plus Newton meter of torque. But it's actually 240. I think a lot of that gets pushed all the way to the the top end of the RPM
Where you don't
where
use
you
it.
don't dare to reach. Especially when you have CVT, it's not nice to prang it. No?
But 180 horses is a lot, mate.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, right? This is like BMW 320i level
Correct.
power, right?
Which is nice because this is, not to say a cheap,
It's a Vios level.
it's a Vios level car, and then they go
B segment, right?
correct.
Uh,
So in about 10-15 years,
yeah.
this car could age really well. This
Ah.
could be like getting a triple S 4-door.
Oh,
You know?
but you see, it completely hides its performance capability. Give me a little bit fiercer suspension,
Yeah.
and you just give me that power. You know, let the turbo be a little bit more aggressive, right? The Achilles heel is the CVT.
Yeah.
No matter what, the CVT is going to drag you down.
Correct.
But it's sharp-ish, it is sporty-ish, and it's wheeling-ish, and it sounds like a Honda. It's like, bah. It's very competent, you know. The car is actually very competent.
Yeah.
It's just not special enough to achieve a cult status.
It's not enough to be special,
Ah.
but it's the kind of car that comes around once in a generation,
Yeah.
like a Suzuki Swift Sport.
Yeah,
You know, that works just for the generation. After that, you might lose it out or whatever.
yeah.
Noise, CVT,
Vibration.
and vibration.
That's the weakness. Huh?
3 weaknesses.
If you buy this, and I wouldn't say that's a bad decision. You go and buy this. First thing, go and insulate the entire car. Yeah, make the soundproof better. That's the most important thing. What's your performance score?
4.
4. Wow.
4 flat.
I think it's a 3.9 for me. Because as an everyday transport, I think primarily I'm judging it based on its comfort first. Comfort is okay. It's just the noise and the vibration. Vibration now I feel a bit lah.
Yeah, you can feel the engine is on. Yeah. If you look at it from the point of view of engineering,
Yeah.
this is a city that is elevated to something a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
And I think that's well done. Lah. But if you
Ah.
look at it from a bigger perspective, then you're competing with cars like XV and all that,
Right.
which do NVH so much better.
Yes, correct.
Design.
Design, let's go.
They brought 3 different powertrains, and for all 3 there's a little bit different exterior parts. So the turbo one, black grille,
Oh.
black bottom half here, and little heartbeat in
Oh.
silver. Can you see
It's
that?
quite cool, huh?
Ding, ding. Then stop.
If you look from the right, it's like
Flat line. I feel like something is missing in terms of grill and all that. It looks a little bit bland-ish,
Yeah.
but the shape I think is quite interesting.
It's very Porsche lah.
They bring the hood line way up, whereas the previous one kind of sloped down, and then the back is basically Cayenne coupe.
Those rims look like what, 17?
Probably bigger than that.
Oh.
18. Yeah.
Wow, these days 17 is big lah.
But what I like about Honda is even on the cheaper models, the lock-unlock is all like capacitive. Then you can just walk away from the car and it locks itself. Little touches that make owning the car feel a little bit more premium than a Toyota lah. Yeah, this is Cayenne coupe,
Oh.
and this is the old HRV.
This is carryover from the previous one, right?
Yes, Cayenne coupe.
Cayenne coupe.
Even the unibrow also they take from Porsche.
Yeah. Now unibrow now
It's still in.
it's definitely
Give it one more generation, it won't be in anymore. Sorry, no power
expecting
boot.
too much of Alright, let's look at the back end. Oh, this is Achong hardware.
Hardware, yeah.
A bit
But
small lah.
LED light.
Ooh, China white.
Yeah. So in the previous HRV, what was bigger was, I think it was a little bit lower, and then this part here is sculpted out a bit.
Oh.
You have basically a wider. boot lah.
This is smaller, isn't it?
This is smaller.
Entry is quite high.
Oh, full size!
Full size, bro.
You know, if they gave a space saver, you would have had a bigger boot.
Yeah. But full size, bro, that's impressive.
Yeah.
In this day and age.
And then these things fold flat.
Oh,
Very flat. Oh, because it's an ultra seat.
the what seat?
Ultra seat. That
What
one,
does it mean?
It means you can also fold it up like this.
Oh, wow!
Yeah, look at that.
Wow, you put a seat.
But the previous one also was ultra seat. So.
Yeah.
What was a bit weird was the tonneau cover. It's good that it gets out of the way, but if you want to remove it and put it somewhere, there's really no place.
The whole idea, I think, is you don't have
You don't have to, unless you want to stack something
quite
tall.
brilliant, isn't it?
I still like Mazda's approach,
Okay.
which is to let it roll up into the top.
Alright, let's get in. Oh, quite flat, huh? I like. Alright, so legroom is pretty good. This is real, bro.
Yeah.
Actual seating position of mine.
They're not kidding about it being a two-seater,
Okay.
2+2 at the back.
Yeah, you see the. You can't put 3 lah, unless it's all 3 children.
So in the previous one, they tried to squeeze with that bench shape. Now they bulge it up like this. And finally, they got rear aircon vents. What's that?
Analgesic cream. Okay.
all the free gifts you get when you take the test car. Yeah, charging ports, pen holder, phone holder here,
Yeah,
holder
nice.
holder.
Pretty
And
nice.
no, China white. I was in the back in Thailand, being driven around. It's okay lah, but I wouldn't say it's that great. The space is a bit claustrophobic. Yeah, but headroom, okay lah.
It's okay.
I kind of clear.
Okay.
Not bad.
Not bad.
We have received a copyright claim on it. So the highlights of this HRV are this thing.
Oh yeah, they have a giant knob, 2 giant knobs for you to go from no air to normal air to mengada air.
Diffused.
So it comes out here.
It comes out there. So if you don't want a blast into your face, you basically...
For the past century, if you don't want it to blast, you do this.
Yeah, and then you fog up your window, bro.
The worst, isn't
you
it?
cannot see the mirror. Then you crash. This is a
the
real world
entire
solution. From an
generation,
engineering
3
company.
generations of people after World War II could not drive
Because
they
of
fogged
this.
up their window, right?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, why are you solving a problem that does not exist?
My issue is why you solving it if it really is a problem. Why you only solve it for HRV?
Exactly. Why don't you solve it in Accord?
If it's not a problem, then don't solve it.
maybe they just realize it's a problem right after they make the last Civic and Accord.
So if this comes out in the next Civic or the Civic facelift,
Then we know.
Then we absolve Honda of all their sins.
abs-
They try to do the Audi thing, which is in the Civic also, where they try to stretch, but there's nothing, there's no vent, nothing.
Yeah, I think Mazda does it better.
Yeah, this was a little bit weird.
Steering is alright, quite nice. Quite nice to the feel. Doesn't feel cheap. Nothing feels cheap here except that thing. Compartments are pretty okay.
No wireless charger, but a lot of compartments.
Yeah, here and here. There's a charger here. But the USB port. There's another one here.
Yeah. And then big ass
Oh yeah.
compartment. I think this is for an Apple CarPlay. It's wired.
Not very deep.
Then you get your drive mode selector here.
Yeah. Very real drive mode selector. You can see the change.
Yeah.
Sport or normal. Yeah. Oh, it's China white. See the contrast.
And then this thing, it's
Same
not
like
really,
Toyota.
Yeah, still like Toyota. Yeah.
Toyota disease. Okay, come. Show me the color. This is Chinese, Malay,
Indian.
white people.
Oh. Why no Indian representation? Your lane watch, which is a system thing, can be turned off here itself.
Oh, now when I put my signal on, it doesn't show anything.
Yeah. You can actually manually activate it by pressing that.
So
if you want it, then you manually press.
But the pixel is very...
It's damn grainy. I think there's a car.
Yeah, it looks like a car or a shadow. Not entirely sure. Could be neither.
All the different shades of green kind of melted into one shade of green.
I can't see the other side.
Yeah. For
Oh no,
safety
there's only one side.
Yeah,
I
and there's
see.
no 360 camera. The dashboard, the cabin, it's a mixture of city parts. So like this is Honda City,
Right.
this is Honda City.
This is very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice, huh? Slightly satin.
Size set in,
Yeah.
and then nice chunky controls. In the Civic, it's dual zone. Civic and City share this. This one is City hybrid and normal Civic. So it's like a mixture of City and Civic. It's a half step between that.
Or it's a parts bin.
Except for this, this is unique.
Okay, so what would you give it?
I can understand why people would be impressed by this going from something like a Vios or...
It is not bad.
So I would give it a 4. At the same time, a lot of it is already achieved in the city.
I think I agree with you, but treating it as a parts bin is a good idea. But I don't really like the exterior look. I think it's very derivative. It looks a bit like things that it's supposed to
It's aspiring to.
Yeah. And I think the face is a bit plain J. So exterior is a 3.5 for me. Interior is pretty darn good. It's like a 4.2. Pretty nice, except the camera quality But other than that, feels more expensive than it should. Because in my head, HRV is supposed to be like, entry level, B segment, Vios, scratchy plastic. But no, I would say the interior is like a 4.2, 4.3. Overall, it's a 4. Very nice. Leg room is all good. It doesn't feel constricted. Entry, ingress, and egress very easy. Better than X50.
So now let's talk about value.
Alright, value. Let's play guess the price for the entry level, which is 1.5 without turbo.
Yeah.
Which is what the City gets.
Correct.
It's 105 for that.
It should be 105.
But it's
I honestly feel it should be 105.
But it's not.
Previous one started at 99 first. Very reasonable.
Yeah.
This one starts at 114.
Oosh, that's 10,000 more.
Yeah, that's 10,000 more.
That's a lot, way. That's 10% more.
Correct.
And I presume this is 130.
This is... You can get the lower spec turbo for 129.
This is 1.3 plus.
This is 134.
Ooh. Ooh.
134.
Woo!
which is Corolla Cross G spec.
Suck it.
But
Corolla is physically a larger car.
it is physically larger.
So technically speaking, this is the right size for a city plus. But it should not be selling at 1.3. We're talking about 40,000 higher than an equivalent city. That's half.
But there's no equivalent city because no turbo.
Okay.
The trump card of this model
Yeah.
is that none of the competitors except for X50 which is not really fair.
It's not fair, to
Yeah.
compare with that. Because X50 with a turbo inline 3 is 108 or something.
Yeah,
110.
correct. You just simply cannot compete.
You cannot. Alright.
Yeah. But from the Japanese guys, there is no competitor with this kind of performance.
Okay. So you don't Proton, then you have no other choice.
You have no choice. You want to go Corolla Cross? Fine. It's a decent product, but it's a little bit bland to drive.
But size is where it loses. And that's where it matters. Because you're talking about people who buy this kind of car for utilitarian purposes. Number one, daily transport.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So having a slightly restricted... To be honest, I don't feel restricted.
Yeah,
But it looks very restricted, isn't it? It looks very tiny.
yeah. Okay, here's how I would put it. If you want a utilitarian product, then the Corolla Cross can fool you into thinking it is more utilitarian than CRV.
Okay.
It is not. We all know it's not. Whereas this one, if you want a performance vehicle, this car can trick you into feeling like it's more performance oriented than an X50.
But physically, this car is incapable of carrying 5 person. So if you put adults like us at the back, it's literally 2-seater at the back.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, if you're trying to squeeze 5 adults, this one better don't lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think what they were trying to do is they realized that not all crossover SUV buyers are looking for that utility factor.
Okay.
Even though utility is in SUV,
It's in the name.
it's in
bro.
the name. A lot of people are just buying it because they like the look of crossovers. They like
It's
the
a-
height.
yeah.
If you just like the look of an SUV, but you like the performance of a typical turbocharged Honda,
Yeah.
no, I mean you got no choice.
I personally feel it should have been done like 10,000 ringgit cheaper.
I think the base model should have come in at 105.
Mm.
If you do that, then I can forgive.
You get people into the showroom.
Yeah.
Then you try to sell them.
Then
a
you
turbo.
see a lot on the road. Yeah.
Because I don't see many. I mean, I think the sales reflect the reality.
Yeah.
It's just not
It's not the king of the hill anymore.
3 out of 5.
For this turbo model, I can forgive a little bit.
Because it's pretty fast.
It's pretty fast, dude. 180 horses.
Oh, well, Autophiles liking the car, but overall it's a 3 plus
Yeah.
4. It's a very good, very competent product. You should buy it if you like it. But it's not the greatest proposition out there because X50, X70,
Correct. It
It's-
cannot do what the previous HRV did.
it's not a previous HRV. It's not a slaughter them all. You have a lot more choices and you pay a little bit more, you get a significantly more wholesome car.
Yeah. I mean, if
You
you're really looking for a driver's car,
Yeah.
spend another 5-10K, get a base model Civic with a 1.5 turbo.
There you go. Autophiles
Sign
signing
up.
out. This
But-
one, Mazda feels a bit more fashionable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honda,
It's
It's-
better than Toyota, but it's still a half step in.
it's high street fashion. Yeah. Mazda is almost couture.
Yeah.
This is high street fashion.
Correct.
Toyota is no fashion.
Toyota is use your grandma's hand-me-downs.